Hello children, welcome to Virtual Training Center Dada. I am Mrs. Akshata Kale and today we are going to learn EVS part 1 of standard 4th. The topic name is interrelationship between living things. Students, you know the meaning of relationship. Yes? Okay. Now we will see how the living beings are interrelated to each other. Living beings means they include all types of animals including our human beings and all the plants. Correct? Now we will proceed to the lesson interrelationship between living things. The interrelationship between living things. Yes students, first we will solve one riddle and then we will move to the lesson. Now riddle is, an age-old tree with a thick strong trunk gives deep dark shade from the scorching sun, like an old man's bed with many strands. It has ropes for swinging from every branch. Yes, got the answer? Yes, the answer is banyan tree. See how the branches and how the shade it gives, right? And the ropes for swinging. Okay? The needs of living things are met in their environment. Yes, we have many needs like food, shelter to protect us from the environment, air and water. Correct? Okay, all these needs are met in our surroundings. In fact, food, water and air are the needs of all living things. They are all fulfilled in the environment. But there are differences in the needs of each kind of living things. For example, the water that a mouse drinks in an entire day would not be enough for an elephant even at one time. Correct? Yes, students, you will think about it. Now see this. This is a butterfly and you know that butterflies feed on the nectar of flowers. Right? Now see this. Can a frog feeds on the nectar of flowers? No. It needs insects. It feeds on the insects. Correct? And here, the tiger hunts and eats other animals. What about the sheep? They eat leaves of shrubs. Correct? And all these needs are fulfilled in the environment. See this fish? The fishes can breathe in water. But can a pigeon do that? No. Right? Pigeon breathes in air. See, this is bulrushes, that are aquatic plant which needs water to grow. But what about the lemon tree? Lemon grows on the land. See the difference? Students, we will go through one experiment and we will come to know why this all happens. Okay. Now, we will take two small boxes and we will name them 1 and 2. Okay. We will fill them 3/4 with soil and we will moist the soil. Okay. So that we can sow the seeds. Okay, now we will sow 2 sprouted moth seeds, means matki, in each box. Okay, now here we will give for the first box 2 spoons of water only once every day, and for the second box 4 spoons of water 4 times every day. Got the difference? In the first box only 2 spoons for one day, and for the second box 4 spoons 4 times per day. Okay, and we will do this for continuous 6 days. Okay, now what we can see, now see this, the plants in the box number 1 are growing well. Can you see? And the plants in the box number 2 began to rot. Why this? Yes, students, because here for the first box the water, whatever is needed, it is we put, and for the second the water became more because it is not an aquatic plant, it needs less water, but we gave more water to the second box, so the plants began to rot. Got this, students? Here these experiments tell us that any type of living thing will be found only where all its needs are fulfilled. Got? Yes, students, we will take one more example. We will take the example of the tiger. Okay, a tiger has stripes. A tiger lies in wait for its prey among tall grasses. Its prey cannot see it in the grass because of the stripes. Okay, now it also needs caves or tall grasses for its shelter. Yes, in the grasses there are animals like the deer, the nilgai and the bison. Okay, when the tiger is hungry, it can feed on them. Water is necessary for the tiger. Yes, dear students, here wherever all these needs of the tigers are fulfilled, the tiger fixes its place and it stays over there. See these pictures. Can you guess anything from this picture? Here in the upper side we can see the village scene or village life, and the downside pictures they show the city life. Where do you see the more population? Of course, it is clear that we can see more population in the cities, because same thing here. Any type of living thing will be found only where all its needs are fulfilled. Here in the cities we get more facilities compared to the village. Correct? That's why human beings move towards the cities. We get the job, we get all the things over there. Advanced technology and all facilities we get more in cities compared to villages. Now we will see about the pets. We keep animals in order to satisfy some of our needs. They become dear to us. We look after them well. We feed them. We take them to a vet if they fall ill. These animals too return our affection. Yes, if you have your pet in your house, you love them, correct? And they too shows affection towards you. See, dog guards our house. Cat. See, students here, elephants entertains through circus. They carry loads and they also helps in transportation. See here, bullocks are used for bullock carts and bullocks also help us in farming. Sheep gives us wool and this hen gives us eggs and meat. Cow gives us milk. Yes, students. Now we saw, so we keep the animals so that they help us and we take help from them. Correct? And these animals satisfy our needs. Now students, even the excreta of domestic animals is of use to human beings. Here it is called as dung cakes. The dung of cattle is made into dung cakes. They are used in some places as fuel. When they burn, they give out smoke. See, that man is using dung, cattle dung, to make the dung cakes. You can see that dung cakes. Correct? Here in the village side they use to burn. It gives smokes and also they use as a fuel. See this? It is used as a fuel and here it is used as the fertilizer or manure. Manures made from cattle dung and sheep pellets are good for plants because they are natural. They don't have any chemicals in them. Farmers use them for growing crops. See, we use this also, means we get so much help from the animals. Yes, students, see this. A combustible gas called gobar gas is also obtained from cattle dung. You can see in this picture these plants here. These are called as gobar gas plants. Here we add the waste material we get from the stable, that is water, dry grass and cattle dung, etc. We put in this one and we get gobar gas, okay, that we use as a fuel. And cattle dung is also used for plastering the mud houses. You can see here a house is there and it is plastered with the cattle dung so that it protects the house from the insects and also from the weather. Got this, students? Here we use the cattle dung for all these purposes. Yes, students, can you tell here from where do we get silk? How are trees useful for monkeys? How are trees useful for birds? What happens if termites make a tree hollow? Yes, students, find out the answers for these by using the Google or by using the reference books, or ask your parents about this and discuss with them. Okay, you will get the answers for all these simple questions. Yes, students, now just as we need animals, we need plants too. Plants give us food grains, vegetables and fruits. We love flowers too, right? Plants too give to us abundantly. They satisfy our needs. Now in the next lecture, we will study about how the interrelationship is there between the animals and plants. Okay. Thank you very much for being with me. Stay home, stay safe.